in live feeds or events and stadiums and things like that. So with this, let me invite our first panelist on the stage, Mr. Enrique Martin, Smart Solutions Project Manager, FC Barcelona. He is the one man behind how football, the way we have known football, has completely changed, at least in FC Barcelona. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Enrique Martin. Enrique. Our next panelist is Samara, who is Director of Innovation and Digital Technology at Formula One. He is the man behind all technologies that we see in Formula One, and what can be a better way to hear from himself. Thank you, Pete. Our third panelist is Karim Maataoui, CEO and founder of MEE. He is the one who is basically helping viewers who go to these stadiums and live events get a high-speed internet access and make money out of it. Mr. Karim. Thank you. Okay. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, as you know, my name is Naveen Mishra, and I work for a company called Frost & Sullivan, which helps telecom, media, and technology companies around the globe, and we help them deliver products and services to consumers like you. So we have a very interesting topic today about the consumer experiences that we know that has changed a little bit, but how the technologies are going to change that going forward is what we are going to discuss today. So the first thing that I would like to do is, with Enrique Martin, he has something to share with us. So over to you, Enrique.
Okay. Good morning, ni hao. First of all, thank you to the GSMA, to the organization of the mobile, for inviting me to talk a little bit about my club, Football Club Barcelona. My name is Enrique Martin. Let me show something. Okay. This is not me. Maybe some of you know this man, probably more than myself. Well, his name is Messi, and he works with me. We work in the same company. We don't have the same salary, unfortunately, but we also do different role, of course. I'm working for the technology department, and we're trying to use technology also to make the event the most enjoyable for the viewers and for our visitors. So let me first talk a little bit about our club. We say that we are more than a club, més que un club in Catalan, because, well, we have some values. Everybody talks about values, but we really firmly believe about our values. We have this called Barça style, this special way of playing football. We have a social commitment. We have a foundation. We help children all around the world with the football values. We believe in home ground talent. We have a training center for people from the very young ages. We're not owned by a company or by a rich man. We're owned by our members. We have more than 144,000 members. And this is special also to be this kind of club where the members are who take decisions. But at the same time, we have our roots in Catalonia region, but we are global. And we are proud to be innovative. We have the Barça Innovation Hub. And maybe we are known for the football, but we have more sports. We play more sports. In fact, we have 5 professional sports and the women's sports. and other sections. So we are a very open sports club. Well, we have the largest digital community in the world, at least from the figures from 2018. We have more than 300 million followers in the social media. This is a lot of fans. This is a lot of people that is interested in knowing and having information about us. And we have our main stadium, Camp Nou. Camp Nou is the biggest stadium in Europe, almost 100,000 seats, and we have 6 million visitors a year. So also big figures. Let's explain a bit what are our plans for the future. We have a strategic plan for the next 5 years. Just to mention that we want to be a 1 billion euros club, and we are very close to this. In fact, this year we'll close at 960 million euros. So this was incredible 5 years ago that a club can get this level of revenue. We are there. And this is a symptom also that what's happening with the sport. The sport is being a global business. Well, we have, among our projects, we have a very, very special project which we call Spy Barça. Spy Barça is a big project. It's a 700 million project where we renovate all our buildings, all our stadiums. Basically, our main stadium, the Camp Nou, will grow in size. Basically, we will not have more seats, a little bit more, but basically we will grow in leisure spaces, because this is also a trend in the football business. We need more leisure. The people goes to the stadium to have fun and to have more places to have fun. We'll have a new arena. We'll have a new small stadium that we call the Johan Cruyff Stadium. The museum will be much more big and with a lot of technology also. But this is important because it will impact also in the technology, of course, this big change that we're doing in our facilities. So let's talk about technology, what technology is doing for this. And just for the subject, I could call about a lot of projects that are in place for this plan for these next 5 years. But for the subject of today, I would like to, in some way, introduce the subject with this slide. The center is the fun, and what we have to provide is the best experience for the fun. So first thing we have to know is to understand what the fun does. So what's the behavior of the fun? Then we have to provide new services or improve the services we're doing with the technology, so we have the best experience in the fun in their visit to the match, to the venue, or even we can think about the fun wherever in the world. So the fun is not visiting physically, but is connected to the network. And for this, of course, we need the technology, and I would say that there are two main aspects of the technology. The analytics, which maybe we'll talk later, and also we'll show some projects we did in Barça, and also some technology enablers that will allow new ways of providing this improved experience. And we're talking about IoT, big data, mobile, 5G, virtual reality, augmented reality, artificial intelligence, etc. Okay, so now let's give me some minutes to explain some of the many projects we're doing, but some that I think are interesting from the subject. First, let me talk about this, that it's not directly, maybe it's not directly related to the experience of the fans, but later you will understand why I talk about this. It's the BIM. The BIM it's a way of modeling a building. It's a very sophisticated way that all the details of the building are introduced in the model, from the cabling, the tubes, the whatever, it's introduced there. So you can create a 3D model of the building. But also, you not only know how the building is in a moment, but you can foresee how the building will be in any moment in the future during the works. So this helps a lot for the works of building the new stadium, so we can virtualize how the building will look like in the future. And also, as you will see later, we do other things with this. Of course, we have a Wi-Fi, a high-density Wi-Fi. Okay, this is the basic infrastructure needed for providing other services above it. This is a project that we did 3-4 years ago. And of course, now it's working. We need our fans to have a good connectivity in the stadium. We have, of course, mobile applications that people can have guidance in the stadium, can have other services with their mobiles. Enrique. And let me talk about what we call the crowd management. Crowd management, it's a part of the analytics that it is critical in what we're talking today, because we want to know what, as we said before, the behavior of the visitors. And for this, we use different technologies. We have people counters, we have cameras, we have information from the control systems, and we have also the Wi-Fi tracking. The Wi-Fi tracking is giving us a lot of information about what the people is doing, because about 25%, 30% of the people is wearing a smartphone, and so we can know where these people are, where these people are moving, how many people are in every space, how much time they spend in every point of the venue. So this is very, very interesting information.
Enrique.
We have, of course, time.
Enrique, so we'll hear more about the technologies, because I know if we can continue with this, then it will take time. So we'll talk about these more technologies and the experiences that we are bringing to the stadium, while we discuss. So maybe we'll have a seat, please.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks, Enrique. So, ladies and gentlemen, one thing is for sure, what we saw in the presentation is that the experiences that we used to have when we were going to stadiums was very different. Now the efforts are in the direction where the experiences using technologies, Wi-Fi, AR, VR, those kind of things is going to change the way we consume and experience that. So with this, I think I should probably move at only 30 seconds, Karim, please. Please introduce yourself about the business that you are in, beyond what I mentioned that about Wi-Fi and stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay, my name is Karim Maataoui. I'm the founder and CEO of MEE, and we help venues like stadiums as big as the stadium in Barcelona to refinance the infrastructure and the bandwidth, because if you want to provide like nearly 100,000 people, you need a lot of bandwidth and you need a lot of access points and future-ready access points. That means you need to calculate those access points for the next 5 years to be able to recoup the money you have spent. And my company has built an advertisement platform that is providing advertisement through those Wi-Fi systems to reach the targeted group and refinance the infrastructure. And we have clients like stadiums, like retailers, like hotels, and we built in Germany the fastest hotel Wi-Fi in the world. It's nearly 8 to 10 times faster than any hotel Wi-Fi you guys know, I think. It's proved already because I make a tour here in Asia, and content is king, somebody said, and this morning somebody said something else is king. I believe in infrastructure is king. Infrastructure for the future. That means 5G or AX. AX, it's a new Wi-Fi 6 technology, and this is the king. This is the basic for anything you need in the future. Whatever you want to do, Wi-Fi or connect things, digital is not a project, as we heard. It's there. If you don't digitalize your company, you're gonna be wiped away in a few years, maybe sooner.
Thanks, Karim. Now we'll move on to Pete. Pete, please help us, give us a very quick overview about the way, because when we talk about F1, there's a lot of technology already in there. you know. When we see those videos, you know, cars and, you know, systems and everything, there's a lot of technology in there. First of all, please help us understand what are we seeing right now from a technology infusion standpoint and how we are going forward too.
Hi everybody, how are you? Formula One, you all know what Formula One does and who we are. We see technology as a real key leverager. We have buckets of content, video, audio, data, and we want connectivity to provide that to the fans. So I think the reason we're here is because without connectivity applications or the content we have in our servers, they're really not used to us unless they're being accessed by our ecosystem. So technology is really key for us, and innovation is one of our key targets, to use innovation for real gain. And I think one of the things where I'm not just a geek, hopefully. It's more about it's about using technology to really give real gain to the business, return on investment, as it were.
All right. So now we are on the verge of getting 5G around us, right? So how is that going to change the business that you do today? And how does that going to change the way consumers consume the content and, you know, look at the experience and all that?
Yeah, Formula One has a different challenge from most sports, actually. We have an advantage of being one of the most data-rich platforms, sports in the world. So the amount of data we get off a car, video, audio, it's probably about 90 terabytes of data a week, which we gather live and non-live. But that access to that data is key. And the fans at the track or the fans at home really want a personalized solution. So our mission is to give people what they want in the way they want it. So easily consumable, depending on your location and your needs. So simplifying data for the fans at home on TV, or if you're at the track, we could have 100,000 fans at a track, just like a stadium. But actually our stadium moves every 2 weeks. So we're in 21 countries a year. So our infrastructure can't really be laid in. We're going from Monaco to street circuits, really compact, to a desert like Bahrain, where we can have infrastructure. So 5G for us is kind of on the tin. It says 5G is about mobility, it's about low latency and high bandwidth.
Yeah, but I think the challenge is because everybody who's in a stadium or who wants to watch a Formula One race, he wants to have it for free. He wants to have the connectivity for free. And even 5G is costing money. So if you build this kind of infrastructure, you need to have a platform where you can recoup money to give this service as Barcelona, because I don't know how much you spend for your stadium for this kind of technology. I've read 1,500 access points, 20 gig of bandwidth. I'm sure 4 or 5 million euros would be...
maybe more, because the amount of project value that we saw for the project is pretty high.
Yeah,
right?
You need some kind of new ideas, disruptive ideas, where you can do services for brands. We work together with Volkswagen, Samsung, and those people, they discovered this channel. It's a great target group, the Formula One, and Barcelona as well. And you have no fraud, you have no bots. Those are real persons, real people connecting to the internet. You reach them on their mobile device. It's their home. They trust in their home. They trust their club. They trust the Formula One. So it's a very powerful target group you can reach there.
So could you describe a scenario where in the 5G, when we will have the 5G around, how consumers would be able to have a free internet access, as well as how would that be supported?
5G for us is also important. Everybody asked me before if 5G is a threat for us. It's not a threat for us because it's another fiber. It's a wireless fiber we can use to provide the infrastructure. At the end of the day, you need to have infrastructure that can be fast. AX is as fast as 5G. It's just another type of infrastructure. And if you use 5G as the fiber to provide this Wi-Fi system, then you have the same impact on the people. The people they don't care 5G, AX, whatever. They just want to have fast internet.
Correct.
And easy access. And if they will be disrupted for 10 seconds to watch a video, they will fine. I'm fine if I'm going to a hotel and have fast internet access for watching 10 seconds, whatever commercial.
So that's the connectivity piece. Now, if we move on to the intelligence piece of this, which is artificial intelligence and machine learning, how are they changing the way we do our business and consumer experience?
Totally, as well, because our platform doesn't provide one commercial for everybody. It reaches a different commercial for you, a different commercial for Enrique, a different for me. It knows who you are. It shows you what you're interested in, and artificial intelligence. I don't think artificial intelligence exists already. It's just a buzzword. It's machine learning with automation, with the learned processes, but it helps. It helps to really improve the service for the people, the service for your projects. It helps, yeah.
Yeah, and I think from our use case point of view, our fans are varied. We have casual fans to avid fans, and the whole range in between. So machine learning and AI is a real key technology to help us give people what they want and when they want it. Not, and I think there's not one answer for all. So that technology allows that freedom in real time and live. Okay. So you're giving whatever the data is, whatever the product is. And it's not just Formula One. I think for content providers and content consumers, that technology is a leverager.
Totally true. And humans can't provide that speed. Our brain is limited. And it's the time of the machines now. Of course, we are humans and we love to be on Earth, but we have to find a way to interact with machines, and machine learning is the first part of matching with machines.
Sure. Okay. Pete, you mentioned that the race moves every 2 weeks, right? How much technological disadvantage does this bring, or the challenges does it bring to you? And going forward, are there any solutions that you see?
Yeah, and I think it's one of our biggest challenges, and we do a pretty good job of it. We've done it for a long time. The challenge of having a temporary solution shouldn't be underestimated, really. The need to move and have quality, stability, reliability, repeatability every 2 weeks in different nations. This week we're in Austria, last week we were in France. 2 weeks before that we were in Canada. So we're moving continents, in 9 or 10 months of the year. So having that, 5G is a key word, but actually for us it's that ability to have that mesh across that event and have that mesh reliable all the time, anywhere you go.
Okay. Coming to Enrique, how has the football changed in the last 2 to 3 years? I mean, the way consumers, viewers go there and watch. You mentioned, if I remember correctly, you mentioned that they only spend about 30 minutes beyond the match time period within the stadium. So how do you expect them to, have more time and view the content in a way that it is even more better experience for them?
Yeah. I would say the football has changed a lot in these years, and maybe will even change more in the future. So has changed some because of the fan phenomena. So you saw that we have more than 300 million fans in the world. This has happened in the last 5 years. So this is a dramatic change for us, because before we had the members, we have the people that maybe 6 million people that may come during the year at the match. But now we have 300 million fans, and these people want to be connected with the club, wants to have contents, new kind of contents that we have to provide, new kind of media, and this is for us is a challenge, but it's a big opportunity for us also. This regarding to the fans, but for the people that comes to the stadium, as you said, classically, some years ago, people just and more in Europe. Maybe in America it's a bit different because they spend more time in the match. But in Europe, the people goes to the match 20 minutes before the match and leave 10 minutes after the match. So they go for the match. They want to see the match and enjoy the match. What is changing now is that people goes to the match, but they are connected. They have the mobile. They want to be connected with the mobile. They want to see the replay of the game. They want to share contents with their colleagues, with other fans, with people outside the stadium. So it's the second screen, even the third screen, because also we will use much more screens around the stadium. This is something that is growing. And at last is converting the match in a show. So this will be more a show, and people will come to the match to have fun. And for instance, we for the new stadium with the building, we will grow basically in leisure spaces because we want people to stay more there. This is also business for us, but also want the visitors to enjoy more time and to enjoy more things, to enjoy more content.
Okay.
With the,
so when it comes to content, yes, the match is the prime content, the race is the prime content, right? Beyond this, what are the trends are we seeing? Are we seeing trends where athletes, they are producing content which is getting on to consumers, and they are...
A club like Barcelona is already a media house. It's no more a football club. A long time ago, it was just a football club. You had a trainer, you had 11 players, you had some substitutes, and that's it. Today, you have a professional IT guy who has like 10 employees. You have content creators. It's really a huge media house. You can't compare it anymore to soccer. It's so much around. And that's why Enrique is also saying they want to deliver full experience, not only soccer, events. We have a lot of clients like in Los Angeles and in Berlin. We have a lot of clubs we're working with. All have the same mindset. They want to really share the full experience and provide any service that's wanted. And I think that's what it's about, and digital, and that helps to know your client and his needs.
Okay. And, when it comes to the advertising model that you brought on the Wi-Fi thing, there are questions whether when I have the internet already on my phone, why do I need to have a Wi-Fi connection? Why should I connect to it? So what are the trends that you're seeing? What is the kind of uptake rate, let's say in some of the samples or the work that you do? How are people receptive to logging onto a Wi-Fi network when I already have an internet access on my phone?
Of course, because, you have to pay monthly for your mobile connection. You have a data plan. Most of the people have a data plan. They don't have unlimited data. And therefore, wherever they go, they want to connect, but they want to know it's fast. If it's not fast, they don't use it. So if they have a fast Wi-Fi connection, they connect with a free Wi-Fi, and they will connect with anything you want to provide them, as long as it doesn't bother them and disrupt them. Because we look carefully with our partners what kind of message we deliver. It shouldn't be any disruption, and if you do it once, you do it twice, you won't use it anymore. You should really communicate with your client or your guest and ask him what he would like to see, and give him also the opportunity to say, no, I don't want to have advertising. I would like to pay, or I would like to use your Wi-Fi, but not that fast, but without any, and we are delivering that. Okay. We communicate. Free Me is really Free Me. That's why we created this name, because I want to decide if I watch an advertising. I want to decide if I want to have pay for it or have slow Wi-Fi or whatever. It's the user we are consumer-centric, and the user is making the decision. If he goes to see a Formula 1 match, or he loves to go to Barcelona or whatever, it's the user, it's his decision.
Yeah, that's an interesting point, beyond, because the data usage or the data packages are going to be limited, and when we stream videos and all that, it is not going to have too much of bandwidth left over. Yeah. So and on top of it, you are anyway giving options for people to choose whether you want a free, which is a lowered speed one, or they are okay to have the advertisement one.
And it's the other way around also, because we are planning also to provide a mobile service for free. That somebody who wants to have a free mobile contract uses our platform to not pay, watches advertising. And I think that's the future. The future is about providing free services and having paid services around.
Interesting.
I think one of the points, Karim, you make there is it's about choice. The fans, consumers want choice.
Yeah.
And you have to give them that choice. And that's personalization of content, or access to high-speed content, whatever they want. You have to think about the fan first and the consumer first, and actually everything else follows.
All right. And very quickly, Pete, What are the changes that consumers are going to see? What is it that you are working on? Please talk to us a little bit about this.
In the last 12, 18 months, we've spent a lot of time trying to get to those fans at the track, because the fans at home are really being serviced really well by our broadcast partners already. So the fans at the track and the promoters that we have a promoter every Grand Prix. We've developed that to do the basic things you get at the stadium, the wayfinding, can I get a quick drink at the bar now, is a queue, big or not. So, making it a frictionless experience. Mm-hmm. And that's what we want from a Formula One Grand Prix, that people come to a track, and some people are there for 3 days. So that's, it's not 2 hours, it's not 3 hours, it could be 15 hours of their weekend they've spent at a Grand Prix, so making it more of an event. We've got an esports league that we're running, so we have simulators at a track now to fill in those gaps between when cars are on track and not on track. So keeping those customers, those fans, really engaged. We're launching a Chinese championship this year, starting in July, with just IntelliSports. Again, to make that experience of a Formula One event a full experience. Going to a weekend event should be full of items. And you could just sit there and watch the cars going around, or go and do something in the stadium.
All right. So if I can summarize, the word that comes to my mind is a frictionless experience for consumers. Whether I want to order a beer while from the seat that I'm sitting, or I want to know where I have a park my car,
yeah.
Or I want to know what MEE is promoting, for example, or what merchandise can I buy, or have an internet access there. Right. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together for our interesting panel here. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Breaking for lunch, and